folks. Got this all back together yesterday. This is probably the 4th time I've started it. Up here in the engine bay, it sounds 1,000 times better. New injectors, new coils, blah blah blah. Okay, so the problem I have is right when I started it up, I'm getting a little blue smoke. I know there's a little sludge in the engine still, and when I come around the back and listen to the exhaust noise, I've got this. And I don't know how that sounds coming across. No misfires. Kind of dipped. I'm going to research the catalytic converter, guys. I think that, you know, Lily had that code first. I've got this just a weird chirp. It looks like the RPM are falling as the temperature comes up. It shouldn't do that. See, that's weird. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, so it's warmed up completely. It just wants to set at this low idle. I haven't gotten a misfire this morning. It did die that earlier in the vid, so I'm gonna go do some research. I'm beginning to think I'm on the exhaust side now. Because yeah, it high RPMs, she runs up. Yeah. 3 pending faults. Cylinder 3 misfire pending. 4 misfire pending. And random misfires. Over the hill. Hey y'all, so we're back at it again here on the Honda. We've got some ideas that we're on the exhaust side now. So I did a vacuum leak test yesterday. I didn't see anything noticeable come up on the RPMs or anything. The car's really trying hard to run well. I can tell, but there is something causing an issue. So we're going to take a look at the exhaust. I'm going to start, I think, here at the head and disconnect this front header and cat. Here, take a look. So what I'm talking about is right in here, we've got essentially the header behind this heat shield, and there's a cat in it. This is a cat sensor, O2, or sorry, it's an O2 sensor in cat bank 1, I believe that's what this is. So the theory is that if I break this apart, disconnect this, and I know there's a disconnect part underneath as well, just underneath the engine, that we will be able to potentially unrestrict flow from the engine and potentially maybe even get some of this stuff identified. So it's kind of a lot to do. I'm excited to do it because I feel like I'm really getting close. Other than that, I put the little short ram thing in here just to clean up the engine. You had all, if you remember, you have all this air boxing here. I've got it set down here on the ground, piled up. There's a lot going on there. But yeah, we just replace it with that, but I've got to work out this O2 sensor here. and how this bracket and stuff mates up down here. About 1 inch off. I might just cut some relief in this bracket off of this, and then just see if I can kind of tap it home and get it into reach there, and then I can have a mounting location. So yeah, I just hit these header exhaust stud bolts with some WD-40. I'm hoping that they'll be easy. I think this one down here has been oil drenched for a while, so that should be fine. These are the top two. I think I need to get the heat shield up and off, and then I need to get this O2 sensor out of the way to fully break it out of the way. Or do I? There might be more, is what I think, behind here that I need to get to, so that's where I'm thinking about that. Otherwise, I want to say the engine compartment in general is looking quite a bit better than it ever has. Got a little bit of cleaning just off in the nooks and crannies to do to kind of get this thing sharp again. I think this is OEM header and cap. Again, I can get a pair of these for the front and back for like 200 bucks. So we'll see what it is. Wish me luck. This has been taken apart before. So just as an example of how I figured that out, I was hunting around for the right box end to kind of fit this on. This ended up being, I think it's a standard because I got a little bit of play in my 13, too much in fact. And then this one over here, I don't know if it's bigger than an 11, so I'm guessing that's a 14. Here's a 10. 10's on the side, no, 12s. I didn't bring a 12 over, but hold on. All right, so we have a 12 here. Yeah, that's probably a 12. Down here, definitely a 12. This is, I guess, a 13. All the studs look the same. I got 12s and 13s. What the hell? Over. Alright, we got the heat shield off. I almost got through getting this off, but maybe I'd let you see some of it. So like I said, I had a mix of different hardware on here. One of them gave me trouble, and I had to chisel it out. So that's when I realized I had missed recording, because the first time me chiseling out a nut has gone well. We got that out. I'll show you what kind of damage we had to do. I'll make sure to catch you there. Anyways, yeah, not a big deal. I'll get a new one. Looks like I've got one left. I haven't gotten to it yet. Looks like I'm gonna need to get a socket on there. All right, y'all. I don't know if you can see that, but I've definitely got this cracked off. I'm gonna start this thing up, and I'm real curious, man. I don't know what I'm expecting exactly, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. It's gonna be loud. I'll try to edit down the sound. While this thing tries to kill itself behind me, I'm actually waiting for it to warm up, because right now it's idling at the right RPM. I do hear some exhaust king coming straight out of the block, which makes me believe that my ignition timing is off. It seems to me that I need to get back into the books and learn about that. I do recall the top dead center sensor had failed and cracked, and so when I replaced that, everything seemed normal, like what we hear behind us. This is a straight block D17A1 with the manifold broken off of it. So it sounds like it's warming up and calming down but I still have that chopping sound. Listen, I know you're probably sick of seeing my videos. It's the summertime, and I'm up here sweating my balls off trying to get this done, so bear with me. Okay, so what did I just determine? That I have no vacuum leaks, and that both of my cats are not part of the problem, meaning both banks of converters aren't the issue. I don't have any exhaust blockage. What I think I have now is ignition timing issues. Thanks, I got some nice backlight there for us. But yeah, I think I've got ignition timing issues, which leaves us back at taking it to the shop. I mean, other than, I guess I could theoretically pull this apart and check top dead center. Since I lost the sensor, we could kind of maybe try to reset the timing. I know the belt's new in here. It says timing belt, valve adjusted, new belts, new water pump, and 198,000 miles. So that was just like 35,000 miles ago. This got kind of a once over on the front side. So it could be that it jumped timing, or that it's off. And I've done some research on that, on how to verify it. It's not super difficult. I just got to take the valve cover off, which I've done twice already. I've got to do it a third time anyways to get the new valve cover hardware in. And then I got to get the timing chain cover off. And then you can align the timing marks and all that with your top dead center position. So that's where we're at now. We're moving into the timing region, ignition timing. And specifically what's happening, I believe, is we're having combustion too early, which is causing that ping. Now, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I just read about this today. So bear with me. That's going to wrap it up for this section of this video. I think I've got some others to string apart kind of where we are at now with the engine and what I know. I think we're on the timing. I don't think there's any other... That sounds... I know it was open headers, but it doesn't sound right. I got a feeling that I might be onto something at this point. Because everything that I've read so far, based on the conditions that I found and the steps that I've gone through, is telling me that I might need to look back in the timing chain. Since the timing was done right before they got it, it could be at this point that it's running exactly like it was when they got it. I'm not too sure. Alright folks, I may continue this video and do some of the extra stuff that I've got to do on this car, but I just don't feel good about dressing this car up and making it look cool until we know for sure that I've got a healthy block here, and that I can kind of move forward with this as an actual tangible project. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. I want to say thank you for everybody who's been watching. Seems like I'm getting a little bit of viewership. And then, hey, let's talk about the Chevy. I've got a whole wall of stuff behind me here that is scheduled to be put into the Chevy. We were trying to get this to a place where I can just potentially send it off to a shop, or I can just reset the timing, and then I can kind of start dressing it up and kind of finishing it off and get it back to Lily. Discouraging? I don't know. You probably just got a shot of my belly there for the last 10 seconds. Maybe I'll try to edit that out. It could be discouraging. It could also be just one more thing to learn. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Take care. Bye now.